Hello everyone. We learn about this today. Sunflower models weaving method. The tools we need to prepare the first look at what. First of all we need to do to prepare wool. 3 colors of yarn. Then their crochet. Then this gadget called the buckle suture needle. And this aspiration flower wire rod. And then their scissors. In fact, then this is the glue. Then we look at the flowers section. Here is the 2 flower composition. One is green. Then this is a coffee color. Then 4 yellow petals. The leaves in the flower is a color. Then we need to be prepared once every 3 months on it. Then let's look at the flowers. Flowers called intermediate center portion. Then I use this line as a green demo. Then she can clearly see that the number of needles. Let's come up with this green wool. And then. Also behind just said I must add some of the right amount of cotton. We picked up the line. Pick up some thread. We start from the needle. We use the method of ring-shaped needle. Then twice with wire wound on the finger. Also taken out. Long thread on the right. Let's pick up the crochet. This intermediate coil through. Let winding hook up. Then we brought out a winding. Braids needle. This is a stand pin. We do not, as the number of frames of the first frame. Let's bring out the coil through the crochet. There are 2 top coils. We hook up. Oh, this is the first. Braids needle. This time it. We have to put into the top buckle too. The first needle projects we need to do every lap mark. Let us in this. Inside the village to hook a short needle 6. Let's first book will buckle pin. The second needle. The third needle. Chapter 4N. The 5th needle. Chapter 6. Well, we 6th needle. After a good hook, we see this thread a little bit stretched. Then we see 2 lines above. Let's move a thread. Wankiami and see a clear line to go. Then we pull behind this line of. Then a further tightening of the line will. Let's look at this thread forced to pull the airplane line. It can then be tightened into a circular. Then he began to lead to pull out. In a circle. We add to duck down. Let us wear the climbing season to buckle location. Then. High wire hook out of it and so on cam. Then we look at the lead needle injection. It is out of this straight coil. This is sided needle injection. So he could cut a circle of. Then he is the second circle hook. Let's stand a braid needle. As a stand pin. This is not an earthquake. We then head of the needle in the first needle. This is also sided needle injection needles. This is our first piece. They hook 2 needles in the short program inside. After the good we do good hook of the first needle mark buckle on top. Then the second lap we are short acupuncture needle. Each pin head which are 2 short needle hook. Our next program is a good hook a short needle and needle. Your brother good. After this we are still a needle and a needle eye of a needle and then hook. We bring out the coil. It is that we have a 4-pin hook. So 2 weeks we have a total of 2 subtitles. That we need this program inside. A total of 12 short needle. The ring 12 should be short needle. Each pin end there are 2 needles. This is the short needle and needle. Well, after we finish we can count the hook. Okay. The number of braids edge. The problem is that both rely on a needle. 2 needles. 345. 6789, 10. So good has 22 recently finished buckle. We see here a pinhead. This is just on the lap stub stay. He did not, as the number of needles that are circle good us directly. Do not care. We do not control this place. We reach the alarm. The mark buckle position. And then winding up with a direct propionic reach circle. Then we begin to see the hook next lap. We set up a wire braid needle. We have just sharing that goes on. The top pull the needle. Then add vertical competition braids needles. So leaving behind 2 things we do not have to manage we direct our good hook to the number of stitches on the line. Then we hook a short needle location of this earthquake. I did not hand clash. The circle hook law that is separated by a needle plus 1 needle. We hook a shot at this location. Our aim next time a needle. We hook 2 needles. This is a separated single acupuncture needle, a short needle. Next a short needle and needle. This is every 1 acupuncture needle. We repeat this circle hook law against all hook complete. Sexual rule without needle. Then the next acupuncture needle. Behind me, I know a little faster. Finish the first lap hook. Our business. Separated without a needle acupuncture needle at the needle. We hook when we must. Especially serious to the number of. Let's tick wrong time. It is not on the index back. Then it is all wrong. If we do not know where is the end of the ditch, then we start from where braids pin count to. There are 18 needle, then is right. Well, here we hook on the end. Then left 2 pins is relatively small. This we do not ignore it. We take the position of the fund to be deducted. And through the directly lead to pull over. Then he completed the 3rd lap. Then we look at the 4th circle hook law. We are also the same. First established a braid needle. Then still in this position earthquake. The new hook a short needle. Then the circle hook law, it is every 2 needles plus 1 needle. On our last day we were separated by a needle and needle. This is every 2 needles plus 1 needle. Then we have a good hook a short needle. Our next short needle. Let's also a short next. It is a short needle acupuncture needle. This is every 2 that we added to the needle. Under a separate short needle. It is also a separate brief. And the 3rd acupuncture needle is a needle acupuncture 2 compartments. You repeat this law. It is down 24 short needle. Is the 3rd acupuncture needle. Good hook to this place, we have the end of the 4th lap. Then we again through the 1st pinhead. Directly above the trigger to bring out. Let us make a braid needle. We hook the 5th lap. Then we set the number of laps, then. This is in fact a circle of 1234. Then now is the 5th volume. We now braids needle to this place. We have a good shorthand in this new standard. Then put the mark buckle. Law to send every 3 circle is a needle acupuncture. We have a good hook the needle. Our next job. and then the next stop. We have 3 good short needle hookup. In the 4th we hook a short needle acupuncture needle. This is a needle every 3 acupuncture. Okay. Correct. Oh. Okay. We have been good to repeat this circle. We return to their circles. Then we. Already. Oh, that while we have completed the circle is complete. When we began to look at the next round. Next lap would not coupled with the needle. We played a braid needle. Then each needle hook which mesh. A short needle on it. But we still need to monitor hang. Correct. In this way a pin which projects a short needle hook. Duplicate this circle hook complete. Well, we have our own circle hook over. Then we remove the mark. Buckle needle through the first place. These lead us to pull over. It is good that we dug thread. Direct break. This is a good producer we somehow. Then we put it in this thread can slightly loose. Okay. This seems to be a check hook we use too. 2 identical. Then this is another color and then to the 2 hook. Then we have 2 good hook. We look at this part of the yellow petals hook method. Now we say that these 2 and together. We saw this little bump you this. This is the opposite of. This comparison is slightly seeming. You write this positive. We need to expose the front. Then 2 are positive on the outside. Then use this time. I put the 2 together and then this is for our coffee color. Yes, top of the flowers. At this time we do. Just find a correspondence. Through the braids. And then through a further sheet of the braids G. Then through the intermediate is a total of 2 braids. Then we use the yellow line. We just find a place to go through. Then begin with a yellow line. To hook up the winding needles. We set up a 3 braids. What? Okay. Then check this thread mesh inside. This approach can then change. See things clearly. Let's pick up the 2 producers corresponding producer. Then began a long needle hook wire. Through next weekend. Be sure to where to go across the torture. Do not just reach the half. This then hook up line road. There are 3 top coils. Let's bring out 2. Remaining 2 coils. Our direct winding brought out. Here we have 2 good lines around a long needle. Twice. After that, wear a pin in the same project in the same hook to wear out. Then there are 4 top coils. Our two-time landing. There are 2 out of 3 we. Then there were 2. We then play a one-time landing. Then the next line is about 3 times. Then still the same dream. We are also the agent brother. Every time with 2 coils out. Okay. Well, I was out with 2 coils. Okay. Well, we hook into the future. Let us stand 3 braids. We fixed a hand to it. But after the 3 of us braids, we just found these purposes through the needle. Finally, turn to where 2. Earthquake 2 coils let us pass through this. And then winding the tape directly. Do not let the line above. We here bring out the coil. We here bring out the coil. Then we. Now is the line off 37. The next 3 and then a weekend. Our next needle hook up. Winding up a good hook. Let wound. Hook 2 coils. That first hook 2 new money. To further discredit. We are good. Next stop is around twice the line. Also with a pinhead inside. We hook the 2 coils. In 2. And then hook 2. Well, we have a line around the next pin. That is the Great Wall. Or in the same needle head inside. We then hook the wire. 2 sub-winding coils hook. Then after we finish good hook set up 3 braids force. What? Okay. You play 3 braids. We drink it at the next stop. Such coils out directly oh. It is good. This is our first set of pedals hook. The first pedal so complete. Then we press this hook method. In repeating his own circle hook complete. We then hook to the end of time. We go into the cotton. And then sealing the hook complete. I repeat this a good demonstration of the pedals. Good finish this hook. She sighted after needle injection. We then set up 3 braids. Okay. Okay. 3. Well, our third braids. Then hook under a pedal. We started around the first time. Now the next one needle projects inside. Hook up. With 2 coils. In the 2 coils. The next 2 lines around the artificial. A needle inside the same mesh. Hook up. Every time we are in the 2 coils. This tape wrong wrote ah. Well, next week we are 3 coils. In. Or completed in the same needle head inside. High wire hook up. Once. 2 times. 3 times. This time we were around 4 times 2. After we finished around 3 braid stand. Okay. What? 3 we find the last 2 coils places. Direct line to bring. We are out of this coil. Here there is a sharp place. Then we have 3 good lines around. Next pin which projects out of the hook. That line. Well, we once again around the line. Or hook up with a needle in the eye-in. First with 2 coils. Then 3 braids. Then the next entry needle. We initiate funds. Well, we follow this method to hook all the petals finish. If you do not see the words, we can read it several times to repeat. Us to this place when the hook. You should add the cotton. Let us go into the cotton. The so-called standard. 5. Okay. 3rd. Well, we continue to put the rest of the hook place finish. This place has good brother we all finished. Then we break. 201. Us back a little bit of thread. Then this thread. To use this small notary. The line head to receive the back. Next to continue to account. Bring him in such a hurry. Let him fix in this. In the above. That we are on the line today. We can allow some flowers we have a good hook. Then we look at this. Leaves hook method. That leaves us with that and still or. Just macho demonstration of the same. Let us come up with thread A. Let a J. We are so empty out from a braid needle stitch. Then we played 18-pin MP72 such braids. Yes. Oh. 6. Row. What? Well, after 18 mark, we cross the first purpose pin cushion. We put up the wire. Winding up a good hook. Right reception. Our address is a short needle. The wire then we just get fixed. If you get used to how to get a good take on how, let the second lap. Second, it is a long winding needle. The needle through the lower mesh. The above strip winding has 3 coils out. We wound directly with the department. The next stop is a long needle. Winding through the mucosa. There are 3 top coils. We wound out of 2. This winding band at. Next line is a long needle 2 twice. The mesh surface next needle has 4 coils QQ. We. Every time the first 2 exits. Okay. Next stop is often contend. We have been hooked to the back pinner 5 places. Miss go down. 12,345. We want to hook into this position. Are often facts. I am not familiar, then stitch. We can always practice what? Okay. Okay. Correct. We hook to this place has been mown. Part of a long needle. Then we deducted a total of 246.89 long needle. They next head inside a needle. They are the long march. There are 3 top coils wound. Winding out of 2. Then we bring out the wound again. Next needle is still the great wall. Carefully hook up 2 coils with a tape. The following 2 winding needles are long needles. Through the dream. Hotline. Direct coils out of 3. Our next you are such a. These coils out of 3. We then crochet wire to last weekend. Let's not worry rash enough. First wire is then folded down. We wait a short wire. Product is then folded down and then. It is good. That's it. Then we cannot keep up in the final stitch. Our 3 short needle hook. 1, 2, 3. It is good. After 3 good hook, we repurchase the corresponding return, and this is the corresponding certificate. We are here after 2 repo is 2 long needle and 2 long needle. Before winding, in this long needle for this purpose there should be on the town to crochet to wear this weekend. That is, he is the target point with a needle wound. Hook up. What? We next needle still normal. And now the next needle purpose of volunteering. Inside Zhenfeng. Then hook up. So bring out. And then the next stop. We also corresponds to the Great Wall over. Corresponding to each needle is. Then I would be given in sheen. You first take out the 2 coils. Modern wrong 2. And the next stitch is also the long march. This place is all to the long town. We also want to be for each corresponding to each needle, so as not to reveal the truth. Okay. I speed up a little bit. We have been finished long position of the needle. Then we look at this side as hook. A long needle. We are also corresponding to winding through this weekend. Such hook filled out 2 coils. Okay. Okay. We often practice words could tell each. A growth of different hook method. Go on the familiar. Wow, really. Finally, a short needle. We do not wound. Directly through the needle. Then hook up. After we finish good hook through here again. This first needle inside braids. Good wound. You out. Lead to funding sulcus. It is good. You do not He will wait. This could take the time to have a little crooked. You tweak. Then the rest of this thread. We hit in the top wire. I want it fixed. This leaves us need a good hook too. You 2 are ready. Then we started to assemble. We find this. He hid behind this weekend. Let's pick up the industry refers to this color. We care about this caption inside. With a crochet through the subtitle to the next. Then we put the line on the top crochet. Winding out of the intermediate. All we have to stay here is a fixed thread. Let us take no flower show. Then one day take a turn gently. I'll wait for him. To the top of this location. But not exposed. So he would not shake his head. Then be fixed. This time. We pick up our cross. Okay. It is good. This time it. We call this. A little earlier to go to the top. Then we started using this model wrapped in this place. The delivery of all the cover. But this circle around the rest of this fall wool. All cover below. Let's put this thread too long and other direct. Short. Then we can talk about this a little. We can feel more convenient. Talk this way to the wire. It is good. But this time the distance. We need to add wire to the theater this side. Relatively clear. Positive on top. Today, back in the back before you add to. Oh. Okay. We are good. Okay. This particular time we add the leaves of tupa. Plus good lap smashed. Well, when you reach the end of our short stay, the distance we pay a fixed. This line was added to the above woolen. We cut off the thread. Then adjust the leaf. Oh, probably just as well. Exercise regularly, hook up would be more look better. Share good on here. Thank you for watching.